What's up, my dudes? Jesse Mails here with another episode of Backwater Stories, and today we're talking about bonefish.
Nice, brother.
Alright guys, so a lot of you guys know I tie bonefish flies, I tie freaking everything, but it took a while for me before I even went and caught a bonefish. Literally, it wasn't until 2019 that I even had the chance to go catch a bonefish. I'd done a lot of flats fishing all over, mainly for redfish, snook, things like that, tarpon, but never found myself around a bonefish. So we had this crazy idea to go to Belize and got a bunch of people together. We're like, boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, we're on our plane. There we are over there at the boathouse. And I've done so much fishing off of stand-up paddle boards that I was super confident about the situation. I knew I didn't need a guide. If I was in the area, I could find where the fish were and most likely catch them. So, man, we get over there. First day we're out. I'm with my buddy Micah. And we get dropped off, and you know, you're just out there on the flats alone, and they're like, hey dude, we're gonna come get you 5 o'clock, you know, be here. So we start fishing, and I'm kind of looking around. Everybody was saying, you know, these bonefish are so hard to see, they're so hard to see, and so we're kind of have this thing in our brains, this can be very difficult. Especially doing it by ourselves from paddle boards in an area we never fished. So we start just like cruising up the shoreline. I'm like, you know, we're gonna work the shoreline and just see what happens. And at first we start moving real slow because I don't want to bump anything. I don't know what's gonna happen. And Micah's maybe 30 yards or so behind me and kind of off, so we're kind of covering sort of the area, and we're coming down, and I'm looking over, and from far, far away, I mean 200 feet away, I'm looking at that's a bonefish. And I'm like, no way, you see that thing from that far. And I start looking around, and I'm staked out, and I could, from forever away, obviously there's sunshine, boom, we're spotting bonefish. So I'm like, dang, that's sick. Luckily, there was some white sand where we were at, and then they would come over that sand, and they'd just be so easy to see. So we move the boats a little bit, post up, wait. School's coming right at us, get shots in there. I hook up, and I'm so pumped, obviously, because we've been fishing for 15 minutes. We're hooked up, and we're yelling, obviously, because that's what we do. I probably sound like a bunch of morons out there. For sure. And Micah comes over, boom, we land the fish. I'm like, dude, you know, they're trying to show Micah, look over there, man, that's what they look like, that's them. He's like, oh dang, that's them. 5 minutes later, we're still staked out. They come right back at us. He throws in, hooks his bonefish. Boom, we both got our first bones in like 15 minutes being on the paddleboard. So we're super pumped, and we're thinking guaranteed everybody else is out there banging them just like we are. And we went that day up into some very shallow water that was 6 inches, you know, type of water. And just crushed the bonefish. Like, we found big schools, we found singles, we found groups of 5, we found 3s. I mean, it was like the whole day it was like either, man, I got one, or he was like, man, I got one. And you know, that set me off to bonefishing. I think we each got like 8 or 9 that day. And then the next day I got 19. He got like, I don't know, a dozen or so. And it was just one of those things that rocked my world. So we spent a week there at the boathouse, and the place is sick, obviously. Jeff, dude, was super nice. I'm hoping that after this COVID stuff goes away that there'll be opportunities to go back. I'm not sure, but we'll see. The bonefish, it's still something that haunts you, you know, because anytime you're doing something, I think that intense. It's starting to rain right now, so if you hear the rain, deal with it, I guess. But the focus that goes into catching these fish, especially when you're paddling around, you're hunting an area, you're not familiar with it very, very much. So you're kind of trying to take everything in, which is what we were doing. And then boom, you spot the bone, he's kind of get the cast out, and you get him. It is that epic feeling that, like, you can't try and explain it even in a video like this. There's no way, but it's just that super addicting feeling all over again. Drugs, it's just like doing drugs. So catching bones in Belize, and I was supposed to go back this year. COVID ruined that, and we had other opportunities for bonefish this year too that got ruined by coronavirus lockdowns. And man, we'll see. Hopefully we can get out. I still have those flights, I guess with the airlines that I need to reschedule for 2021, but we'll see what's happening. If you guys caught a bone, let me know. Oh, and also, what did I catch it on? I have a video of the fly that I was throwing. I'll put a link in the description in case you guys want to tie it up. It's just a little shrimp fly, but it's super sweet. Sort of like a squimpy kind of setup, but the colors on it were perfect for the type of bottom we had. There were areas where it was like really beach white, but then there were other areas where it was like not muddy, but tea, like some seeping from the mangroves or something was coming in, so it was like off color. And this fly was just crushing them. So I'll leave that in the link below. Be sure to check that out. And let me know when you got your first bones and where you were. If you want to share the fly in the comment section too. And thank you guys for watching. By now, I'm in Florida. I'm pre-recorded this because it's just how I roll. But I'm in Florida running around like a maniac. I come in December 9th to Florida, so I should be there. And yeah, I'm probably hanging out with Court and Brandon down there in Tampa, slaying it, just slaying it. So you'll see photos and video from that, and catch you guys later. Deuces.